Hey, Craig here. So in this video we're going to be testing the Harbor Freight iron worker. So no, Harbor Freight doesn't actually make or sell an iron worker. This is actually a 20-ton Harbor Freight press from Harbor Freight, and this is actually an Edwards Multi Shear. This was actually made to go on the end station of an iron worker. So a while back I was trying to figure out how to make the brackets that we make faster. So I got the idea that we would be able to make brackets faster cutting them on a shear. So I looked at getting, an iron worker, but they're like $10,000. So I was looking at different ways to do it. Then I came across one of these. You can actually get these from Bolt-On, cheaper. I decided to go with the Edwards because I was going to be cutting a lot on it, and I wanted to make sure it was going to last a long time. I'm not really sure if it really matters, but there's the Bolt-On, I think, was like 600, and this was like 11, something like that. So, anyways, I thought I would just do some testing on this to see what all it can cut. Okay, so we're going to start off with something pretty simple here. This is, I think this is just like 1/8 inch. 1/2 inch wide aluminum. Alright, well, as you can see, that cuts pretty easily. Let's go on to something a little harder here. I think this is, looks like 1/8 inch, I don't know, maybe 1.5 inches wide, aluminum. Alright, well, that cut pretty easy too. Alright, let's go on to something a little harder here. Let's go on some round stock. I think this is maybe 1/2 inch aluminum. Alright, well, that cut is a little harder, but that cut. Alright, let's go on to some 16 gauge cold rolled steel. Alright, well, that cut pretty easy too. Alright, let's go on to something else here. Let's try some, this is a 1/8 inch aluminum. I figure it's about 5.5 inches wide. Piece of cake, hardly even felt it. Alright, let's start going on to some steel here, or some thicker steel here. This is the material that I actually bought it for. Alright, well, this is 3/16 inch thick, 3/4 inch wide, hot rolled steel. Alright, well, it cut it pretty easy, but it made some noise. It seems to make some noise cutting thicker steel. I'm still trying to figure that out. Alright, let's try some angle here. This is 1/8 inch, 1.5 inches. Right. Cut that really easy. All right, I'm going to try some tubing. This is a 3/4 inch square tubing, 16 gauge. It actually deforms it, but it's really made for a solid bar, I guess. All right. Well, as you can see, it deforms it when it cuts it there. I don't have any solid square bar, so that's about the only thing I can test on. Alright, now we're going to try, this is 1/8 inch, what is this, like 2 inch? Yeah, 2 inch hot rolled angle. Okay, well, it cut it pretty easy, but it's still making that loud noise. I've got to figure out and isolate where the noise is coming from. I'm not sure if it's coming from the springs, or maybe I have to get a heavier duty press. I've been looking at different presses that don't have this bottle jack. You know, they actually have an actual cylinder coming down. But it works pretty good. Okay, well, in terms of speed, let's see how fast they can actually, you know, cut parts, you know. And if you want to cut parts, you know, if you have to, you know, like cut, say, you know, 10 pieces of this, you know, you can actually set up a jig. I don't have one set up yet on here, but let's just see how long it takes to cut 10 pieces out of this. Alright, well, as you can see, that was pretty fast. I didn't have a timer going or anything, but I'll put it up on the screen when I'll take the time off the camera. But as you can see, that worked pretty good. It cuts really good. It cuts aluminum really easily on the Harbor Freight. I think if you're going to be doing a lot of like steel work, then probably going to be better off using, unless I could figure out the you know, why it's making so much noise. It's probably going to be a lot better off on a heavier duty press. I think I'm looking at getting maybe like a red line, either a 30-ton red line or a 50-ton red line, and this will probably go on there. It'll probably make less noise if it's bolted down. This actually has slots on it because it's supposed to be bolted down. But I think Edwards actually says they can use this on their 20-ton hydraulic press, so it does work on a press. All right, well, cool. Here's a close-up view of it. It's got a 6-inch opening for a 6-inch flat stock. Angle here, I guess that's for up to 2 inches. I think these are both 3/4 square and round, and I believe this is 1/4, and of course the size between 1/4 and 3/4. So let me show you the back here. Let me spin it around. Got the protective little guard on there. It comes down on an angle, like a kind of a guillotine type of thing there. So alright, cool. Yeah, and like I said before, this is the Edwards, but you can get the bolt-on version. I believe it was 600 last I looked, but all right, well, cool. All right, well, if you like this video, I'd appreciate the thumbs up. Feel free to leave any comments down below. If you'd like to subscribe, there should be a button over here. If you'd like to support us on Patreon, the link up here. Some other videos you might like to watch, and as always, thanks for watching.